What's good? From the 4th level of hell and sent us down to the 7th level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. What?
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these pants on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Well, you gonna run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's our new theme song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. This what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Woo, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitches was going to, I thought Lil Bird was going to turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Murder was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably fucking in prison. Girl. Uncle Clifford, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. Well, he had it on look like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had on way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Yana Van Zam's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup clumped in everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. And you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. And Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see it. Get me up in my DMs because I do want to see if you have a blue thong or a blue, jock strap, something like that. I'd love to see it. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy.
Y'all know what's so sad? Every time I listen to the intro and I hear, the reason I say Jesus Christ Superstar so much is because that's my cue. Like, the intro is like 3 minutes, so I'll be getting some last minute stuff done. So my cue to run over here to my chair in front of the camera is when I hear Jesus Christ Superstar. That's my cue. So that's why I always end up singing that before I come on, right after the intro, because I know that's always my cue. That's just a little, breaking the fourth wall behind the scenes. Even like my guests, like I tell them, hey, the intro is long. Listen for Jesus Christ Superstar, and that's how they know, okay, it's time to be in front of the camera. Hi, everybody. What's going on, y'all? Hello. Hey. What's going on, y'all? Listen, where's my lubricant? I need something to lubricate my good throat. Okay. So I'm doing this new little hydration drink, and to see how it tastes. It don't taste that good. I'm gonna finish it, but at least this flavor, this is like tropical. It's called A Game. I don't know. It wasn't. This is tropical. Yeah, I don't really care for it that much. It's just all right. Hey everybody. Hey Really B. Hey Jason. Hey So Jeff. Miss Trisha P. Karma Killers. Hey, Regina. Hey Boo. Lovely 31 Blueprint. Diamond Pearl Gem. Hey everybody. We are here. Listen. Now, here's what happened. As I was preparing the dossier for today, I totally thought that I was going to be doing a run your mouth. So I started to pull stories. Hey, Volvo, what's good? Hey, Nico. I started to pull stories as if I was going to do a run your mouth, but so much started coming across my desk that lent itself to doing a politics of it all that I said, child, don't fight it. It's just time. You owe the people some politics, so we're gonna talk politics. We may mix in some other stuff from pop from the blogs or what's in the news and entertainment news, pop culture news, but by and large, this is the politics of it all. This shit is real spiky out here. Just real the fuck spiky out here. Please be clear. Please be clear. This shit is real spiky out here. Okay. Hey Tanya, Tracy C. Hey everybody. Yeah. So we here. Yeah. Thank you, Jason, for putting that up. The list. If y'all like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Hit the notification bell, all of that. If you want to donate to the platform, you can do that here. And all of my information is at the bottom. Um, so that we can support the platform, keep the lights on over here. So you know what, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna save my sugar spikes and my politics stuff for the end of the show. Get all of the celebrity stuff out of the way. In our first celebrity story, um I Show Speed, who's a big time YouTuber. I forgot how many subscribers that young man have. I know he got a lot. Um, I think he got like almost 20 million subscribers or something like that. Like I know he's like diamond in terms of YouTube levels, but I know yeah he has like I think he has like close to 20 million subscribers or something like that. Like I think he has 19 plus between 19 and 20 million subscribers. Anyway, he's a young boy. He's like 18 or 19. So I believe yesterday, last night, he was doing what he do. He's a gamer or whatnot. Tracy said 19.5. Thank you, Tracy. And so he was on his game and he was playing the game online on YouTube. He's a gamer and he was playing. I forgot what game he was playing, and so he was. I guess he did something good in the game. It looked like he maybe killed somebody or did something to one of the female characters. Anyway, so he was celebrating, and he was doing some pelvic thrusts and screaming, give me that pussy" to whatever character he had just beat. Just excited, animated, and in his pelvic thrusting, I guess he had on boxers because he mistakenly thrust his meat out of his boxers and it was flailing in the air. So that's been all over Al Gore's good internet. I really wasn't interested. But it's all over the place because the man has like 20 million subscribers. So I mean, you got like 19.5 million subscribers and you're on YouTube and your meat pop out, chances are you're gonna make the blogs. So YouTube has come out immediately and said that he's not going to be banned from YouTube. This is from TMZ. I Show Speed can breathe a sigh of relief after he accidentally exposed his penis in front of thousands of live stream viewers on Wednesday. TMZ Sports has learned the popular gamer is not banned from posting on YouTube following the incident. As we previously reported, I Show Speed exposed himself while playing Five Nights at Freddy's, which appeared to be a genuine wardrobe malfunction as he reacted to a big moment in the game. The internet superstar was horrified after his junk was shown on camera, repeatedly saying, "Oh my God," and abruptly ending the stream. He did look like, oh my God, oh my God. People saw my little meat. Now I saw the video, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. Um, would I get that kind of grace? No, God, Tracy. Now you know. Listen, YouTube done shut me off mid live, so you know they ain't showing me no grace and no mercy. Um, so yeah, they ain't gonna listen. Apparently, his real name is Darren Watkins, and he's gone radio silent since the incident. Um, and he was probably just waiting to see what um what YouTube was going to do. And so now, since YouTube has come out and said that they're not going to ban him from, I mean, why would they? He makes them a lot of money. You got 19.5 million subscribers. Please be clear. YouTube is going to find any way they can to keep you on air. Please be clear. So, but yeah, his meat is all over Al Gore's good internet. I mean, that's got to be mortifying as an 18 or not. I think he's 18. As an 18-year-old, for your little meat to be all over the internet, and you didn't mean for it to be all over the internet. Like I probably would be. Now, another YouTuber didn't that. Well, I think remember the big YouTuber Delano Edwards. What's his YouTube name? I can't remember his name, but he's another big YouTuber, right? And he's a big YouTuber, and his meat got leaked all over the internet. And but the people found out that he got a lot going on down there, and he didn't want it to come out, but it did. And after it came out, people was like, "Ooh." And so, because they were like, that's a lot going on down there, Delano. I mean, Delano he's not ugly. You know, he does like prank videos and like different things like that, you know, comedy videos and stuff. So, but when his meat first hit the internet, the people kind of went in an uproar because they was like, oh my God, that's a lot going on. Because he has really like it's about that long. I'm serious. And he was like, when it first happened, he was like, I really had no intention of people seeing my meat. But now that y'all seen it and y'all like it, I'll create an OnlyFans. So now he has a whole OnlyFans page. A mess. So I mean, if you know you're gonna be on camera, you should not just have on some boxers. Hey Ravine, you need to have on boxers and then some shorts. Like, come on, dude. Like, for example, I don't care what goes on. If I have a camera malfunction and it goes south, I have on something down there. I have on sweats right now. So I'm never going to be caught with a wardrobe malfunction because I come on, even if I don't come on camera, like sometimes I'll go on my, people's platforms and I'm not on camera. I am in a position where I am prepared for there to be a camera slip, so I won't be caught off guard. Like I'm always ready. If I click the button, I'm always ready. I'm ready to be on screen, whether or not I'm on screen or not. I don't even wear boxers because it's too loosey goosey for me. But the problem with boxers is most people, in order for it to come out the little slit, you have to be kind of little for it to come out the slit in the middle. Most time it goes down the leg of the boxers or whatnot. Um, and I don't know. I haven't worn boxers since I was in like middle school. So you're asking the wrong one. Like they're just not comfortable to me. They're just not comfortable to me. So yeah, I just can't do it. Anyway, but yeah, he's all over Al Gore's good internet. So I'm sure he's still mortified, still trying to process it. Oh well, that happened. Um, This is a story that's not political, but I see it's making its rounds. So this young man, have y'all heard? Hey Harold, what's going on? Charleston White had a full on Woody in that video he sent to that man. What? I don't even know who Charleston White is. Should I know him? Charleston. I don't know who that is. Let me see. Charleston White. I don't know who that is. I have no idea who I have no idea who that is. Should I know him? Like I have no idea who that is. I don't know if I should know who he is or not. Like anyway, um yeah, I have no idea. Is he a YouTuber? Maybe he's a YouTuber. I don't know. But let's see. Um I can't keep I don't know who this guy is. I have no idea who this man is. I have no clue who this man is. Anyway, I don't know why. Should I know who he is? I don't know who this man is. Anyway, so what's this guy's Antonio Armstrong Jr. So he's in the news. Listen, he is the son of NFL player Antonio Armstrong Sr. and Don Armstrong, both of whom were 42. Operative word here, were 42. That young man killed both of his parents, and he just got sentenced, I think, to life in prison today. Let me read this. He received a life sentence after two mistrials and 7 years of legal battles. Let me read this to you. Antonio A.J. Armstrong Jr., the son of former NFL linebacker Antonio Armstrong, was convicted of a capital murder on Wednesday for shooting his parents in 2016. Hey, Raphael, a Texas jury found Armstrong, 23, guilty. Wait a minute. 2016 was 7 years ago, right? Which, and if he's 23 now, 7 years ago, he was 60. Oh, God, dear Lord. If he's 23 now, oh, yeah, it's 2023. So in 2016, he had to be 16. Oh, dear Lord. A Texas jury found Armstrong, 23, guilty of murdering former NFL linebacker Antonio Armstrong Sr. and Don Armstrong, both 42, after 2 days of deliberations, according to court documentation obtained by People magazine, which also stated Armstrong was sentenced to life with parole. Forensic psychiatrist Dr. Mark Moeller was the last witness for the defense who analyzed the medical records of Josh Armstrong from December 2016, according to KHOU. Josh is the older brother of the convicted killer, whom the defense portrayed as an alternate suspect. Per the outlet, attorneys argued that Josh's mental health problems preceded the murders in an attempt to sway the jurors. Quote, we looked at multiple records throughout all different types of institutions relating to Josh and his delusional states, believing he was either God or the devil. End quote. Defense attorney Chris Collins said during closing arguments Tuesday. Quote, we know that he had command voices in his head that told him to harm himself or others, end quote. However, prosecutors presented DNA evidence that linked uh, Antonio Armstrong to the crime per outlets. After two mistrials in the course of 7 years, Antonio Armstrong Jr. was taken into custody after 31 witnesses testified for more than 40 hours in over 11 days. Armstrong bonded out of jail in 2017 and has been wearing a GPS ankle monitor since. He also married Kate Ober, his high school girlfriend and the mother of his son, who spoke in his defense at the trial. In January, Armstrong spoke out for the first time since his arrest in a 2-hour 2020 episode. I didn't see that interview. Um, Quote, I was in complete shock. It was a mix of shock. It was a mix of anger. It was a lot of different things. Like, why me? There's no possible way. There's no way possible. Excuse me. I couldn't even fathom the idea of killing my parents. Antonio's parents were found shot to death in bed while they slept inside their home in Houston on July 29th, 2016. The then teenager became the main focus of the police investigation, and prosecutors claimed that his parents had been scolding him for poor academic performance, dishonesty, and lack of discipline while they were before they were killed. Police found a 22 caliber pistol and a mysterious note on the kitchen counter upon arrival, but there was no evidence of forced entry. Authorities have not revealed what the note said. His defense attorney previously told People magazine that Armstrong, quote, adamantly denies that he has committed these murders, end quote. When I read this, y'all, I was not aware. Normally, I try to keep up on these kinds of things. I was not aware at all of any of this, and so I was just like, so it was first. It was the whole okay. This 16-year-old boy shot and killed his parents because they, reprimanded him or scolded him or whatnot. That just seems really far fetched. And then there was the whole thing with the brother, who they say the brother is having mental episodes and has had mental episodes prior to when the parents died. And the brother says he hears voices, and the brother says he's both God and the devil. Like, that sounds like, And the case is also um, had two mistrials. Two mistrials. This young man, during the period of these 7 years, has managed to get married, managed to have a baby. And now the one who's going to jail, who got married, had the baby, is not the one who was hearing voices. It's the other brother, Josh. The brother Josh is Josh is the older brother. Antonio Armstrong is the younger brother, even though he's the junior. The older brother is the one who they said had the voices. Really, B says there were two mistrials before this. I really want to know what evidence they have. I don't. It doesn't go into it. Really, B, we may need to do some digger deep it on this to really find out like what evidence did, or at least get Pam Esquire on this. What evidence did they have on it? Did they find, gunpowder on his hands? Because gunpowder residue takes a long time to come off your hands. Did they find fingerprints on the murder weapon? Did they match the handwriting on this mythical note that they found with his? Like, it's a lot going on. Hey, Montrez. Hey, Yana. Okay. Listen, I don't know. What I do know is some sound fishy if there's been two mistrials. Two. Something don't sound right to me. Something do not sound right to me. Somebody need to tell me something. I don't know. But I really want to go do some digging to see, because they didn't say what the note said. They also haven't said what the evidence is. We may need to do some digging around. we may need to do some digging around. Child. So listen, I don't know, but you know what I am gonna do? Since I didn't make the announcement, I'll do it now. Y'all know what that is? Y'all know what that sound is? That sound is the sound of the late bell. Um, hall monitors. That was officially the late bell. That was officially the late bell. At this point, everybody who rose up in here is late. My essay is 3,400 words today. 3,400 words today. So, um, what was I about to say to y'all? So I'm curious. Back to this story. I'm curious to know what it is that this evidence is. I'm gonna see what digging around I can do because now I'm kind of intrigued about this, and you know I like to be intrigued about stuff. Okay. Um, let me see what else I got. I'm trying to see what else we can talk about. Okay, let's get to well. This is even though this isn't political. This next story is going to probably invoke sugar spikiness, and it probably should. So, ladies and gentlemen, non-gender conforming members of our audience, it is now time for your sugar spike segment.
Oh, God. You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So loved the world. I want to fight. That he gave his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And shall ever believe.
Major sugar spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Listen, so we talked about over here or a week or so ago about the guy Luke Valentine who did the N word. Actually, really, B talked about it on her platform. We talked about it in the members only chat. That's what it was. So, hold on. So, what I want to show y'all is so the guy Luke Valentine was on Big Brother 25, used the N word, ended up eventually getting kicked off. The black boy seemed not to mind, was like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. White people get more upset about it than we do. No, speak for your goddamn self. Anyway, so this white man is now on record about why he apparently used the N-word. I'm not going to speak for him. I'm just going to let this video play. This is from TMZ, okay? So I'm going to let this the video speak for itself. Let me make it big so y'all can see him and hear him for yourself. Here he is in his own words.
Anyone who watches the clip of me saying, you know, the cheese room comment, it's pretty clear that I meant no malice. It's pretty clear that I, had no ill intent. It was direct Corey. And it was after about 8 hours, or it was about a week of malnutrition, a week of sleep deprivation. I was getting probably 2.5 hours of sleep on that cheese block. And you don't really take into account the psychological distress of being under studio lighting 24/7. And being, not knowing who your friends are, who your enemies are. So, what happened. Do I regret it? Obviously. But I feel like it happened for a reason. Are you steak watching, or are you upset at the production? I'm not upset at the production. Their hands were tied. They had to make a sacrifice. I understand why. It is upsetting. I think they made the wrong decision. I think a slap on the wrist would have been a much better, thing, because they're still getting backlash. And now the same people who canceled me are trying to cancel Jared for the way he looked at Corey in his unique outfit. So it's not going to stop. Like I said, it was after a week of intense psychological and physical duress. And I was just running my mouth a little too hard. Called me back to me when I was in middle school. Obviously, I regret, the mistake of that slip up. It was, and I do feel bad for the people who took offense to it, because when you watch the video, I'm sure most people are like, oh yeah, it was. I'm sure, like, if they just gone sailing with it and just said, oh yeah, he slipped up, he immediately apologized to Jared, people would probably not care.
So now, in addition to sugar spikes being the reason for people being racist, discriminatory, and or bigoted, we now have malnutrition and being subjected to 24-hour studio lights. Because when you're hungry, you got studio lights on you 24 hours a day. There's a perfect recipe and perfect storm for racism and bigotry. I might, Yana, I might have to go and look up, just like there is the epic orange shirt video. Most people who are new to the channel don't know the original Sugar Spike story, and why we have a whole Sugar Spike segment, and why we talk about sugar spikes. We had a whole live where we talked about sugar spikes, and there was I have to go find the live. But anyway, my point being, sir, there's no amount of malnutrition and studio lights that are going to make you say the N-word as flippantly and effortlessly as you did, if it ain't already something you do on a regular basis. Let's be perfectly clear. You had to already have that integrated into the vernacular. That was already something you were doing. That was already something you were, that was passe for you and your friends. That was par for the course. You rolled the N-word out like you roll out, hey y'all, what's up? You around here probably dapping up your white friends. What's up, my nigga? I can really see. I've seen white people do that. I've seen white boys in a company of only white boys dap each other up and be like, what's up, my nigga? Right? So my point be, and then what they try to do is, when they do get in front of black people, then they try to clean it up and be like, okay, let me censor myself and not say the N-word because I'm around actual black people now, and I don't want them to know that I use that term. But you over here talking about, oh, I was malnutrition, and then he's had the audacity to say he feels bad for those of us who are hating on him or trying to get him canceled. You feel bad for us. Like we're the problem. He doesn't give a shit. He does not care. And please believe he has every reason not to care because MAGA Republicans, racist bigots all across the fruited plains love him. He's the white quintessential white boy, 5 o'clock shadow, long in the front hair, quintessential frat boy that they gravitate toward, got a stogie cigar in his hand, not giving a shit, being very unapologetic. Yeah, I said it. I mean, every day is a frat party for him, okay? Every day is a day down to the white frat house for him. So he falls right in line with all of the other fuck shit that these people are used to. Oh, he's going to have a platform. Please believe this is not the end for him. This is the springboard for him. This just means that now he's going to be flooded with opportunities to be all over your television screens and all over the internet. Please be clear. There will be limitless opportunities for this young man. Toya says, I wish 8x11 would stop making excuses for their racism. Listen, he was one of those people, because let's be clear, the white people across the fruited plains have, a lot of them have stopped making excuses. They're just full on out racist. He's one of those people that was trying to fit in. He's one of those people that tried to, be like, oh no, that's not me, to try to fit in with the crowd. But now that he's been outed, he's gonna go full on racist and bigot. Just be clear. That was his last stand at trying not to appear to be racist, but even in that, he failed miserably. So now he's going to be the full out racist and bigot. He will be paraded around all of the conservative blogs and news media as this martyr for the left media that has this full on assault for racists and bigots, as if there's a reason, as if it's a bad thing that there is a full-on assault for racists and bigots. Because if there's anybody that there should be a full-on assault for, it should be goddamn racists, bigots, and discriminatory people. I'm just saying. You see him at the Pike House, Pi Kappa Alpha, frat house, Sigma Nu, Sigma Phi Epsilon, one of those white fraternities with the big frat houses on the campuses where they do this kind of bullshit all of the time. They walk around with their khaki pants and white button down shirts and khaki hats, going to Rush or going to some other frat meeting, or otherwise, they're at some frat party. Like every day is a fucking frat party for them. It's just a fucking mess. And these people, these are the same ones that grow up to be the racists and biggest. I never understood how some of these white fraternities end up with black people in them, because those are some of the those places are cesspools. Those places are the birthplaces for a whole lot of racism, bigotry, and racist ideologies, laws, and bigoted ways of thinking. Let's just be clear. Oh, I ain't got there yet, Toya. That's in the dossier today. Oh, that's on the agenda today. Oh, we're going full out sugar spike today. We're gonna spike the fuck out. Damn that. Not only are we gonna spike the fuck out, we're gonna be malnutrition, and we got 24-hour studio lights. I got this big ring light on me right now. So that'll be my studio light, this ring light. So I'm gonna be spiking the hell out because this goddamn ring light is too fucking bright on me right now. Right, toga parties in blackface and all kinds of dumb shit that they do. Listen, this is par for the course. Big Brother was his stepping stone, and I told y'all, Big Brother used to be one of my favorite reality shows. I stopped watching the season before the Cookout Alliance. The season before the Cookout Alliance, I stopped watching, and I started to go back for that season for the Cookout Alliance, but I just would not. I refuse to give Big Brother any of my viewership anymore because it has a long history of racism. That show has a long standing history of putting people on that show that's racist, and a lot of those people weren't kicked off. The whole getting kicked off thing is a new phenomenon. Back in the early days of Big Brother, they just let the people stay. Anyway, in more spiky news that is not so much politics. Right, they churn out the Clarence Thomases of the world. You're right, Jason. In more spiky ass news, I think if you're on TikTok, you probably seen this, but some of my subscribers are not on the tick of talk, so you may not have seen this. Let me let y'all see this mess. Have y'all seen this on TikTok? The man who was walking around the Barnes and Noble sniffing women's butts and stuff. Like it was all creepy. It was a whole mess. This was a lady on TikTok, and she talked about this man following her. So she set up the video to see what the fuck was going on. And there, right there, you see the man. He comes up to her and he sniffs her butt, and then walks away and tries to act like he was looking at a book. And then he goes over, and you're gonna see him do the same thing back here with another lady. Look at him, and he sniffed that lady butt like a whole creepy ass dude. And then he comes back, and she, finally confronts him and says, "Bitch, what the fuck are you doing?" And she ended up going to the people that work in the store and telling them about him. And she was real scared and freaked out. And ended up, when she left the store, because she didn't want the man to try to follow her, she ended up running back to her car, um, and stuff like that. So, so apparently he's been arrested. Um, the man has been arrested. I just wanted to show you what happened. The man has been arrested, and apparently he has a long history, and a long rap sheet. He's been arrested for stalking Robert Horry's daughter. He was arrested and jailed for some time because he was harassing and stalking Robert Horry's daughter. He's been arrested and jailed for years for theft and stuff like so. Just a real creepy dude and real, creepy individual that's out here doing all kinds of shit. See, he got the right women, because had them been black women, he would have got kicked in the fucking face. I'm telling you what would happen. Had he did that to someone with a little melanation in them, they would have kicked his ass in the goddamn face. I'm just telling you what would happen. His ass would have got kicked in the fucking face. Ladies, please be vigilant out there, because we got creeps all over the place. He looked real creepy too. He looks real creepy. I don't know. And they says he has a history. He's even going to jail for doing this. So he has a history of it. He's real creepy. Get him out of here. Um, so we got two feature stories today, both of them involving black men. So the first creepy story is an update that has pissed me off. We reported, I believe earlier this year. As a matter of fact, I know it was earlier this year. We reported on a case involving a young man, by DeMontario Gibson. That's his name. He was a FedEx worker, and we reported on it here about that, the fact that there were these white men in Mississippi that was shooting at him while he was in his He was in the neighborhood. He worked for FedEx. All he was doing was making, deliveries like he's supposed to, because that's his job. And these white men felt like he didn't, in Mississippi, felt like he didn't belong in their area. And I mean, clearly he has on FedEx uniform, driving the trucks and everything. And they ran him off and shot at him and so forth. So the white men were on trial. They did go to jail. They did go on trial. Apparently, the judge has declared a mistrial for these two white men. Let me read this to you. This is from AP News. Citing errors by police, a Mississippi judge declared a mistrial Thursday in the case of two white men accused of chasing and shooting at a black FedEx worker who was making a delivery. Brandon Case and his father, Gregory Case, are charged with attempted first-degree murder, conspiracy, and shooting into the vehicle driven by DeMontario Gibson in January of 2022. Gibson, now 25, was not injured, but the chase and gunfire led to complaints on social media of racism in Brookhaven, about an hour's drive south of the state capital, Jackson, Mississippi. Judge David Strong said he made the mistrial decision because of errors by a Brookhaven Police Department detective. On Wednesday, the judge ended the session early after Detective Vincent Fernando acknowledged under oath while the jury was out of the courtroom that he had not previously given prosecutors or defense attorneys a videotaped statement police had taken from the victim, DeMontario Gibson. The judge said the officer also improperly testified about guns found in the home of one of the men on trial and shell casings found outside the home. Defense attorneys requested the mistrial, and Judge Strong said he had no choice but to grant it. Quote, in 17 years, I don't think I've seen it, end quote, the judge said of the errors. Sharon McClendon, Gibson's mother, the victim's mother, burst out with a loud expletive in the courtroom after the judge's announcement, and she and her son declined to speak to reporters as they left the courthouse. Highway patrol officers walked with them to a private vehicle, and some supporters hugged Gibson. Rayshawn Bridges of Brookhaven stood outside the courthouse with a handwritten poster reading, quote, we want justice for DeMontario, end quote. He said he does not know Gibson, but has been following the news coverage of the case. And it goes on and on and on. This is once again a travesty of justice. Now, this is the great state of Mississippi. This is the town of Brookhaven, Mississippi, a small town. Please be clear. You are dreaming if you don't think that we don't see what's going on here. Two good old boy white boys, a man and his father, white racist ass men who tried to run this young black boy out of their neighborhood and off their block, who was simply doing nothing but his goddamn job and delivering packages. They chased him down and shot at him. Intimidation. Police protect white men like that when they do crimes like this in small towns like that. We've seen it over and over. So you think it's a coincidence that magically we're this far into the trial and, oh, Your Honor, damn it, I forgot to tell you, we did a whole videotaped interview of him and we didn't even put it in the evidence. Damn it. Oh, you know when I said those shell casings were there and then we found extra guns in their house? That I meant somebody else. It wasn't them. And now the judge is like, well, I guess I have no choice but to declare a mistrial and throw the case out. This is the shit that goes on in these areas, in these rural areas. This is the fuck shit that goes on. You do everything that you're supposed to do. You go to the police. You go and do your do interviews with the police. You sign all of the things you got to sign. You go because the police and the detectives are supposed to do the right thing. You go to trial thinking that the justice system is somehow going to be justice, going to provide justice, and it actually doesn't. And now we have a fucking travesty of justice, and these people get off scot free. They're home right now if you need them, ready to shoot at the next black FedEx driver and be protected by the police. A fucking mess. This is what we got going on. A fucking mess. We talked about this, but we went through the whole breakdown of what happened a few months ago. I think it was like January or February. We went over it on this platform, and we went over what happened. You know that he was making a delivery, and these fucktards followed him in their vehicle and started shooting at him and cut him off and started. It was just a whole mess. Almost became another Ahmad Arbery situation. Just a mess. Are they going to try them 3 times? I don't know. Probably not. We know what's going. We know what's happening. We know what's happening here. You see with the black boy Antonio Armstrong Jr. Oh, they was gonna make sure they don't give a shit how many mistrials they had to do. They were gonna make sure they got a conviction. You think they're gonna have the same energy for this for the these two, the father and son here? I doubt it. And the local prosecutors are gonna be like, well, we don't want to waste the state's money. And I just don't know now that we have enough evidence to go forward with the case. You know, the same bullshit that they feed us all the time. A mess. A mess. The victim's name is Demontario Gibson. The culprits' names are Brandon Case and Gregory Case, the father and son. And this is Brookhaven, Mississippi. Just a mess. Just a goddamn mess. Um, I know that some of the major players have been on top of this. I know Crump and his team have been down there. Bakari Sellers and his team, who I really like, more so than you hear a lot about Ben Crump, but Bakari Sellers has really over the last few years been doing a lot to put these cases out there. I know he was on it as well, so hopefully they stay on top of this and they will hopefully get some justice for that young man. In another case of why is this shit still going on, we have the case of Keandre Green. Let me read this to you. A 21-year-old man who says Duncanville police used excessive force on him for a minor infraction last week has been released from the hospital. This is out of the great state of Texas. Keandre Green spent 6 days at Methodist Charlton Medical Center undergoing surgery for back injuries he says were caused by officers on Friday. Quote, I'm in pain every day. I'm in pain right now as we speak. It hurts to talk, end quote. And that's what he told CBS News Texas. It started around 11:50 a.m. on August 11th. And that was last Friday when police were sent to the alley of the 900 block of Wayne Avenue after a caller reported seeing a black male in his early 20s exposing himself. Upon arrival, officers found Green, who told them he was jogging and stopped to urinate in the alley. I was jogging. I had to go urinate. I found the nearest alley and I handled my business. End quote. Despite this, police conducted a standard computer check on Green and discovered he had an active warrant for family violence. Green then started running away. When officers caught up with him, Green was punched in the face twice for refusing commands and for posing a threat. The department said in a press release, however, there was no mention of him fighting back. So what they're saying is they punched the boy in the face, but there's nothing in their statements and no evidence of him fighting back against them, even though they said he refused their commands. What the boy did was scared, he ran. They told him to stop running, and he ain't stopped because he was like, listen, I don't know if this is my last day. So if this is my last day on earth, at least let me get out of here, saying that I tried to fight for my life. Fight or flight. And he chose flight. So that's where the refusing the commands come in. Where am I at? Quote, the only thing I remember is them breaking my neck. In that moment when they grabbed me from the front, I kind of folded like a flip phone. That's when my spine cracked. End quote. His attorney, Justin Moore, produced a medical report which says Green suffered breaks or cracks in the front part of three spine bones between the upper and lower back. Quote, we have a huge issue here. A young man had his spine crushed for jogging. The underlying offense was indecent exposure, a minor offense that shouldn't lead to a very brutalized response. End quote. And that's what the attorney said. And while is continuing to demand a release of any body or dash cam footage of the arrest, Green is continuing on the long road to recovery. It's going to be 3 months before I'm back functioning again, according to Keandre Green. And when that day comes, police said he will face an evading arrest charge. So they said, "Oh, yeah, you got 3 months till you come. I'm back up and running. We'll be waiting for you." The attorney said the Texas Rangers are currently handling the investigation. However, police have not returned CBS News Texas's messages to confirm or deny any of what is being reported. Keandre Green, if you need him. The young man was jogging. He had to go to the alley to pee. Some nosy ass lady looked down and saw the boy pee, and now she calling the police, talking about it's some boy flashing himself down here. The boy was peeing. I believe every part of that. The boy was probably peeing. Some white lady with an axe to grind see this black boy in the alley trying to, pee. It probably was nowhere else to pee. He probably had to go real fast, and he probably went. Now the boy is damn near crippled. They done broke several bones in his spine. How do we go to bones and spines being broken? And when you look at the young man, it's not a big young man. Please be clear. He ain't big. He ain't big. He ain't menacing. It ain't a situation where it's like, oh my God, we were afraid for our safety. It's none of that. None of it. The Nina Simone song is Strange Fruit. Yana is Strange Fruit. Just a mess. This is, of course, the great state of Texas. So why are we expecting anything different in these? We went from Mississippi to Texas. We know Texas is the initial and first cog in the holy trinity of racism, bigotry, and discrimination in this yet to be United States of America. Let me go ahead and get this out the way now. I'm gonna do this story. I'm not gonna spend that much time on because this is more of the same of what we've been talking about in the last few days. North Carolina lawmakers override the governor's veto of 3 anti-LGBTQ plus bills. North Carolina legislators, both in the state House and state Senate, Wednesday overrode Democratic Governor Roy Cooper's veto of three anti-LGBTQ plus bills. One bill limits instruction on sexual orientation and gender identity in public schools, similar to Florida's infamous Don't Say Gay law. Another bill bans gender affirming medical procedures for transgender minors. The third bill bars trans girls from playing on female sports teams in public schools and certain private ones from middle school through college. All of the measures now become law and take effect immediately. Although trans minors already receiving gender affirming care as of August 1st can continue on it if they have parental consent and their doctors say it is medically necessary. So if the doctors don't say it's medically necessary and you have someone in the middle of these treatments, they're just supposed to stop. I don't need to spend a whole lot of time on that. But basically, they have their own "Don't Say Gay" bill now in the great state of North Carolina. I told y'all it was a spiky live today. It's real spiky out here today. We malnourished. We got studio lights on us 24 hours a day. We just got all kinds of shit. Maybe that's who we're thinking about. Diamond Pearl Jam, Billie Holiday. Maybe that's who we're thinking about. Billie Holiday, not Nina Simone. I don't know. Maybe we're thinking about Billie Holiday. Anyway, here's the story of a lovely lady. No, here's a story that you're not going to hear reported on in the media because when we begin to talk about minorities, shh, we don't talk about the Asians. We leave them out of anything involving minorities doing things badly. Shh. We don't talk bad about the Asians. That's what they say. We don't. Anything happen to the Asians, let's be clear. We will have a bill on the House floor before you can even blink. As long as they're Asian, as long as they are Southeast Asian, Middle Eastern Asian, we don't want no fucking parts of. Southeastern Asians, we want parts of. Let me read this to you. According to reports and human rights organizations with empirical data, social media networks in China are ignoring rampant racism against Black people. We talked about this a couple months ago when I reported on um, the U.S. men's basketball team going out to China to do some workout. They were doing something. They were visiting China for a couple reasons, for promotions and stuff like that. And the Chinese people were calling them the N words and everything as they were walking through the airports and stuff like that. Let me read this to you. Social media platforms in China have come under fire um, by Human Rights Watch for allegedly disregarding widespread racism against Black people while generating profit. According to Al Jazeera, after reviewing hundreds of videos and posts from 2021 on platforms such as Weibo, a microblogging app, and Douyin, the Chinese version of TikTok, the human rights research and advocacy group discovered content that often depicted Black people through, quote, offensive racial stereotypes, end quote. According to the report, the amount and extremity of racist content on the Chinese internet suggests that the platforms either are not meeting their own standards banning racist content or that their policies are inadequate when addressing racist content, both contrary to their human rights responsibilities. According to the report, the group discovered The report discovered similar content on the video sharing website Bilibili, the live stream and video app Kaoshu, plus the social networking and e-commerce site Xiaohongshu. These are all Chinese platforms. These platforms, however, had yet to take any action to remove the racist content. Human Rights Watch observed that influencer videos portraying Black Africans as uncivilized or reliant on Chinese people as their saviors were shared with particular popularity. Chinese people in unions with blacks were branded traitors, while black individuals who married Chinese were accused online of contaminating and endangering the Chinese race. Chinese women in interracial relationships are frequently the target of internet abuse with threats of rape, doxing, and death. During the COVID-19 pandemic, allegations of prejudice toward Africans in China surfaced when some were evicted from their homes and singled out for quarantine, drawing unusual criticism from African leaders. Some Africans in China claimed that long before then, blackface and racial caricatures were used in state media and advertisements to target them with racism and xenophobia. Chinese people who denounced racism or offered assistance to victims of prejudice were often attacked. Human Rights Watch highlighted that most Chinese social media sites have community standards and guidelines prohibiting content that encourages racial or ethnic hatred and discrimination. It claimed that Bilibili, Kaoshu, Weibo, and Xiaohongshu, these are all Chinese apps over there, failed to respond to its letters inquiring about the racist content and urged the social media sites, which swiftly removed content critical of the government, to pull any videos and posts that violate local laws against hate speech or could incite racial discrimination or violence. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I need to read here. Oh, they did withdraw one video after Human Rights Watch raised concerns about it, yet did nothing to stop several others from depicting a black child, claiming that the image was not necessarily related to any specific race or group. Human Rights Watch noted the frequent posts urging the government to forbid Black people from settling permanently in China or getting married to Chinese people. In their online posts, some borrowed racist imagery and terminology commonly used in the United States, while others advocated for their execution. This is a mess. A mess. And that's the long and short of it. Basically, it ain't just here. It's not just here. It is not just here. And white people here, descended from the Caucasus Mountains, are not the only group of people who are discriminatory. That's why we see a lot of people who are either migrant. Notice the American government and white people have no problem for with immigrants coming over here from Southeast Asia, from China and Japan. No smoke for them. All of the smoke, if you come from the southern border, all the smoke in the world. And some of these Southeast Asian people are just as racist and bigoted as they come. Go and look at a lot of these countries in Southeast Asia, especially in this southern in the Indian Ocean out there, Singapore's and a lot of those Southeast Asian islands and countries down there. They are very bigoted, very It's against the law for you to be LGBTQ, hold hands, have anything on promoting LGBTQ. They're also very racist and want no parts of any interracial relationships, or as it stated in the article, want no parts of you having permanent residence over there. They don't want you over there. They don't want you mixing with their race. Mm-mm, mm-mm. They want no parts of that. Don't come over here with that. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Oh no, it's a mess. That's a mess. But you ain't gonna hear no parts of that. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. That's those are the good ones. That's the good minority. Y'all know how they listen. I've always been skeptical when I go to either, you go get a pedicure, and as soon as you walk in, they just start speaking in Chinese. Now, I'm not saying everybody that in these places that start speaking Chinese are speaking negatively about you, but I would feel more comfortable if when you see us come in, you just spoke English so we could understand what you were saying, and just say, "Hey, how you doing?" And then when you speak to your coworkers, you speak to them in English, just to make so you don't make people feel uncomfortable and you don't make people feel like you're talking about them. Um, just a minute. I ain't even got a lot of time to spend on that, because what I do want to spend some time on is what's going on in the great state of Georgia. Now listen, with all of these Trump indictments, listen, we knew that there would be backlash with these Trump indictments. The problem is the level and amount of backlash and the things that are happening, and the fact that the federal government and law enforcement are very slow about this stuff baffles the mind. Let's start off with what's going on in Fulton County. Now, they have already doxed the members of the grand jury. Members of the grand jury in the Trump indictment with Fulton County that Fannie Willis just unsheathed earlier this week. Members of that grand jury have already been doxxed. Allegedly, names, photos, and addresses of the Fulton County grand jurors have already circulated on the far right internet. Remember what they did to those two beautiful black queens, that elderly mother and her daughter that were the poll workers, and they had people harassing them. They were outside these people home. They were um, vandalizing their home. They had all kinds of things happening to these ladies, calling these ladies all kinds of things. So now they're doxing and they're going after the grand people that was on this grand jury. Let me read this for you. This is from CNN.com. Names, photographs, social media profiles, and even the home addresses purportedly belonging to members of the Fulton County grand jury that this week voted to indict former President Donald Trump and 18 co-defendants are circulating on social media, with experts saying that some anonymous users are calling for violence against them. This is happening in this country. This ain't some story I'm reading from some third world country. This is in these yet to be United States of America. Let me continue on. CNN cannot independently verify if the photographs, social media accounts, and the home addresses being posted actually belong to the grand jurors, though. However, the names being circulated on these sites appear to match the names of at least 13 of the 26 grand jurors that served on the panel in Fulton County. It's unclear if those names are the actual grand jurors or just people with the same name. Some addresses appear to be wrong. Unlike the federal system, this when someone is indicted in Fulton County, the indictment includes the names of all the grand jurors who served on the 26-member panel that handed up the charges. However, the indictment, which is a public record that's available on the court website does not include their addresses or any other personally identifiable information. The Fulton County Sheriff's Office said in a statement Thursday afternoon that it was, quote, aware that personal information of of members of the Fulton County grand jury is being shared on various platforms, end quote, and that investigators are trying to track down the origins of threats against the grand jurors. Um, the statement from Fulton County Sheriff's Office went on to say, we take this matter very seriously and are coordinating with our law enforcement partners to respond quickly to any credible threat and to ensure the safety of those individuals who carried out their civic duty. This is a mess. Also, on some forums, users are posting multiple social media profiles of different people who have the same name as some of the grand jurors. This creates an additional layer of risk. Daniel J. Jones, the president of Advanced Democracy, a nonprofit organization that conducts public interest investigations and monitors extremism online, told CNN. The posting of social media profiles and home addresses of people who happen to share the name of a grand juror increases their risk of harassment and other forms of harm. CNN is not naming the websites where these details are being posted, but they range from a major social media profile to pro-Trump forums to sites that have previously been linked to violent extremist attacks. In one instance, one pro-Trump personality shared screenshots with his more than 2 million followers showing what were purportedly the social media profiles of the grand jurors. The post has since been removed. Let me read that again. In one instance, a pro-Trump personality shared screenshots with his more than 2 million followers showing what were purportedly the social media profiles of the grand jurors. But the post has conveniently been removed. That means it's there perpetually. Because once it's posted, it ain't never coming down. Somebody screenshots it within the first millisecond, and now it's all over Al Gore's good internet. This is a fucking mess. The same personality previously promoted Pizzagate, an infamous conspiracy theory that led to an armed man firing an assault rifle at a Washington, D.C. pizza parlor in 2016, who claimed he was attempting to find and rescue child sex slaves that he believed were being held at the restaurant. It goes on and on and on. Y'all see what's going on here. God forbid you happen to share the same name as, and I haven't looked at the list of names, I'll be honest, but you could be minded your own business, have had nothing to do with this. Or even if you are the grand jury, even if you are one of the jurors on the grand jury, all you did was go and answer the call when you got the little letter in the mail. Hey, you have been selected to go and be on this grand jury, and you went. And that's all. They told you what the case was. You were selected for the grand jury, and you did what you were supposed to do. Now you being doxxed. Now they got your information perhaps all over Al Gore's good internet, which means that these fucktards and yahoos now are going to be staking out your house, intimidating your family and loved ones. You walk out the door to go for a jog, to go down the street, or to go get the mail, and who knows what type of violence that can be, done against you. These people are not wrapped tightly. They're fucking certifiable. I should also tell you that the same thing is being done to Fannie Willis. All her personal information has been put out there. Also, people are calling for the Republican legislature to have her removed from her job. They're calling for Brian Kemp and the Republican legislature to have Fannie Willis removed from her office, all because she's doing her job. Land of the free, home of the brave. That's what we got going on here. This shit is dangerous. This shit is real dangerous and real reckless. Real dangerous and real reckless. They're also calling, there's also several social media posts and articles you can find if you look it up, where people are asking for the Georgia legislature and Brian Kemp to either remove Fannie Willis from office or defund her entire office. They want to defund the district attorney's office in Fulton County. If they can't put her out of office, then just go ahead and defund her office. Because here's what they're afraid of. Fannie Willis is not here for the fuck shit. Fannie Willis also know neither the president or the governor can give can pardon Trump if he's convicted. Nobody. For 5 years. He's going to have to serve out 5 years if he's convicted of the sentence, and then it can go before a board, and that board would determine if they want to pardon him at that point. But it would be 5 years before that could even happen. This is a mess. This is a whole ass mess. A whole ass mess. I ain't got that much time left. I know really be getting ready to go live soon, so let me try to get through as much as I can. I just talked about that one. Oh, let's go over to Washington, D.C., where there's the federal indictment of Donald Trump, and we have U.S. District Judge Tanya Shukan, who's serving. So get this. A Houston area woman was detained on Wednesday and charged with threatening the federal judge overseeing former President Donald Trump's election interference case. Abigail Jo Schrei, 43, of Alvin, Texas, allegedly called the chambers of U.S. District Judge Tanya Shukan and left a voicemail message on August 5th, promising to, quote, kill anyone who went after President Trump, end quote, according to the affidavit. She went on to say in the message, quote, you are in our sights. We want to kill you. Trump doesn't get elected in 2024. We are coming to kill you. So tread lightly, bitch. You will be targeted personally, publicly, your family, all of it. End quote. The affidavit says Schrei used the N-word and slave to address Judge Shukan, who was born in Jamaica. She also made a direct threat to kill Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, a Texas Democrat, as well as all Washington Democrats broadly and all members of the LGBTQ community, according to the Department of Homeland Security special agent who signed the court filing. This is a mess. This is a mess. But when you have y'all's former president out here saying, if you come after me, I'll come after you, what do you expect to happen? That's a war cry. That's a calling card for all of the fucktards in his base to go after these people. So now you have a judge who ain't doing nothing but her job. She ain't put the indictments out there. She ain't commit the crime. And even if she did put the indictments out there, an indictment means there was a crime committed. We investigated. Hey, this needs to be brought to courts. If y'all's boy, sun-kissed man, doesn't commit crimes, you ain't got to worry about this. So now, in these yet to be United States of America, anytime someone tries to hold these people accountable, they will be subjected to threats of bodily harm, death, and threats to their family. They will be doxxed and they'll have their whole lives turned upside down. Doxing is illegal in many states. Morgan, it is illegal in many states. Um, I'm not going to have a lot of time to flush this one out, but I'll just read it to you, and then y'all will go from there. So, former White House counsel to President Richard Nixon, John Dean, has said, "Listen, Rudy Giuliani, bruh, you might end up you're likely to end up filing for bankruptcy, bruh. You got too much going on. You ain't got that much money left." And all your money is about to be spent on legal defenses, bro, you'll probably end up filing for bankruptcy and or having to use court appointed defense attorneys because you got too many cases and trials going on out there. And bruh, you ain't got the kind of money like that. And he said he's getting way too deep, and that it's just too much going on now. He ain't got that kind of money. The people don't see it for him like that, and you know Donald Trump ain't giving him no money. I don't have time to break that down because I know I've been live like an hour and a half, and I know really B's getting ready to go live, so I want to make sure I make time for her. But we got the gist of what's going on today. This is a horrible place, people. It's a horrible place. Okay, a horrible, horrible place. Let me see if really B um let me see if really B set up her live yet. Anybody know if really B set up her live yet? Or is she live already? Can somebody let me know? Hold on. Let me see if I can send y'all over there. If she's already live, I should be able to send y'all over there. Let's see. Um, I don't, I don't see anything would really be on here. I don't see anything. I don't even see a live setup for really be. I don't even see a live setup for her. She may go live later. I'm not sure. I don't even see one set up, so I can't send you over there because I don't see one set up. Um. Anyway, regardless, listen, thank y'all for being here today. I owed y'all a politics. We haven't had one since last week, so I owed y'all a politics of it all. I'm tired, y'all. I've had a long week, a long day. I am going to be here. It looks like I will be here this weekend. So we will be able to have a silly Saturday on Saturday. So you can be glad about that. Silly Saturday will be here on Saturday. Because I had to cancel my trip because I had to handle some stuff. So and I'm kind of mad because I was supposed to go down there and hang out with Tanya. But I gotta handle some stuff. Anyway, I think I might treat myself to some. Should I treat myself to some crabs today, y'all? Put a 27 in the chat if you think I should treat myself to some crabs today. I feel like I probably should. Anyway, y'all, it's been great talking politics. Listen, let's stay vigilant, people. This is a horrible place and a horrible country, as you can see. Once again, our prayers out to the people out there. Right, Tanya. I know where you will be, Tanya. And I'm sad that I can't be there, but I know you're gonna give me the scoop on everything that's going on over down there. So I know you're gonna keep me informed of everything going on because I need all of the tea. I need it all, Tanya. Okay, I need all the tea. Anyway, um, oh, Tanya, I really want to come down there because we was gonna drink it up and party, but I gotta. We talked about it, Tanya. You know, I gotta handle some stuff. Anyway, um, Lemon Kush Pepper says yes, I should treat myself to some crab. All right, Lemon Kush. So I'm gonna go treat myself to some crabs today. Listen, y'all go ahead. We doing big things here. I committed to y'all 2 weeks ago that I would do better. Have I not been doing better? Have we not been doing better with the lives? Have we not? Have I not? And like Angela Bassett um said on Black Panther 2, have I not given everything? Have I not given everything? You know, really be here said earlier she was going to lose. She couldn't do April in Vegas, but she might can do Charlotte during her spring break. Okay, we'll talk about it in the members on the chat. Um, so so yes, I'm here. We doing what we got to do. We coming on every day as much as we can. If I'm in town, we will have a silly Saturday this Saturday. So look forward to that. That's all. And I don't know where else I'll be. Y'all know I pop up on people's lives, so y'all don't know. I just look for me. If you see me, look for me, and if you don't see me, then don't look for me. How about that? Anyway, that's all I got for y'all. Until next time, as I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged and much appreciated. We're gonna get out of here, and I will see you guys to maybe tomorrow. If I do tomorrow, I might do like another. Well, thank you, Tanya. That means a lot. And thank you, Diamond Pearl Jim, and thank you, Lemon Kush Pepper, because I have been pushing myself to come every day. Y'all don't understand. I be tired, and a lot of times when I get off, I'll do work all day, come and do the live, and then as soon as I get off the live, really B can tell you, I usually will have meetings after my lives until like 10, 11 o'clock at night. So I'll be going from like working generally from like 8 in the morning to like 10 o'clock at night. Like I have meetings just about every night of the week that go to like 10, 11 o'clock. So I have a lot going on. But I'm committed myself to you all, and so we're here. Anyway, um, that's all we got for today. That is all we got. We about to get out of here. Um, yeah, tomorrow I might do another pseudo sexy Sunday tomorrow. We'll see. Like we did, what was that, 2 weeks ago? Because I don't like to do a lot of stories on Friday because I save them for silly Saturday. So I'll find something to do tomorrow. We just might come in and shoot the shit. I might invite the members up on the platform and we could just talk and shoot the shit tomorrow. We'll see if we can talk the members into it. Y'all, we gonna go to the members on the chat, see if we can convince them to come on live with me tomorrow and we can shoot the shit tomorrow night. Anyway, that's all I got for y'all. Until next time, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out.